What the Brain Cancer Centre offers is opportunity and hope. For me, as a clinician who's been doing this for 20, 25 years, I can see that the field needs an injection. I can see the field needs some enthusiasm, and I can see that it needs some really clever young guns. We've already got people on board. We've got expertise and we've got experience. We've got enthusiasm and we've got intellect.
Often as a fundamental scientist, we work in our preclinical models and rarely get the opportunity to truly work with clinicians and surgeons and patients to translate our findings back to the clinic.
The Brain Cancer Centre to me is extremely exciting. One of the biggest hurdles that I've had as a clinician researcher is I can come up with an idea that I know is important for my patients, but sometimes putting that into practice is quite difficult. And that's simply because I don't have that skill set. My skill set lies elsewhere. But if we can take all the bright sparks with all of their skill sets and strengths and combine them into one place, then we can set a fire that allows us to achieve outcomes for patients. And if we can support that through funding, through early career researchers, through fostering of relationships, then that fire can burn well into the future to continue to achieve outcomes.
I think what really excites me about the Brain Cancer Centre is it's not just funding research or a research project. It brings us and all our diverse backgrounds and expertise together, which leads to things that can't be predicted. So, I've sat in multidisciplinary meetings where, I'm absolutely sure what's going to happen with a certain patient, and there's someone there from radiology or, a radiation oncologist who has, this excellent idea about maybe a treatment paradigm for a patient that we hadn't considered. And I think it feels to me like the Brain Cancer Centre is the multidisciplinary meeting of research. What excites me about my research is it's different. It represents a whole new arm of brain cancer research.
Experimentally, it was the day that we saw that the treatments that we had been working so hard for years to develop in our lab cured mice of their glioblastoma tumours that we'd implanted. It was such an incredible day built on so many years of work prior to that.
I think the time is now to make that step of all those clinical trials, that what does success look like. Now is the time. I really think that we've got enough, a critical mass now, that could happen for our patients.
We can solve the brain cancer problem. We haven't had enough research yet. The brain is a tricky place to work, and we've seen the evidence in other cancers, particularly other solid cancers, where they've had huge levels of investment in research that has directly resulted in outcomes for patients and increased life expectancy. So with the same sort of investments, then we absolutely will be able to translate this to brain cancer as well.
Brain cancer patients need to know that we know that this is an urgent problem. It's urgent for them, and they need to know that we understand.
This centre provides an amazing opportunity. It's brought some of the best and brightest minds together, and now we just need to back them.
I hope for patients in the future that we have good treatments that make brain cancer a chronic disease rather than the awful disease that we see today. And I guess my personal long-term goal would be to pull myself out of a job.